Now look at real life finance. You go out there, let's say you graduate with your finance degree, you work in corporate finance or even investments or asset management or anywhere in finance. Everything you learned in school is gonna be like 80% of that you're gonna have to throw it away. All of it. Right, all of it. Let's say in school you focused on learning how to build an income statement, how to build the projections. I know in finance, when you're learning to build models in Microsoft Excel, you're projecting the revenues for the next 5, 10 years, right? You're projecting the expenses or things like that. Now, if you go to work for a company, they have a software that does that. All you got to do is put in the numbers, the historical numbers that come from accountants, and the software just spits out the projections. If it's revenues, expenses, things like that, it does it for you, right? So when a lot of people go into finance, there's a learning curve, right? They know how to build an income statement or projection model, things like that from scratch. But then you get to this company, they're like, oh, we're using this software to do it. Now you have to learn how to use that software. Imagine if colleges were actually teaching you how to just use software, like in addition to obviously teaching you how everything works, because it's important to understand where things originate from or how things actually work. So, when it comes to like go, just the simple answer is it shouldn't matter if you're a person that enjoys learning. Like I said before, the point I was trying to make is finance is a changing industry. It changes every time it changes, and right now we're so lucky that we're living in a digital age where things are changing, right? So if you're a person that's open to learning, if you're willing to take the extra time to on your own to learn these softwares, right? Let's say you go to college, you graduate, you get a really great job, but then you get to the job, they're like, you're gonna be doing exactly what you learned in college, but they say instead of doing this, you're gonna be using this software. Now you have a learning curve, and you have to learn how to use that software, right? Now, if you just wait, you go to work, maybe you get some training on the job training for that, obviously, and you go home, you go to sleep, or you go have fun, you do this the next day at work, you start learning again, you're gonna be behind, right? You have to put in the time. You go home, you gotta learn that software. You gotta learn it. You gotta be willing to put in the time. So that's the biggest thing about finance because it's always changing. Everything you learn in school, 80% of that you're gonna have to throw it away. And you're gonna have to learn new things, new skills, right? You're gonna have the basic understanding, right? Because if you go into finance, they're not gonna explain to you what an income statement is, right? They expect you to know it, especially if you have a college degree. But in terms of how to use the software, how to use the tools that I use to complete your job, you might get some job on the training, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be all on you. It's gonna be all on you to learn that on your own.